Hey guys, welcome. It's Elise, and this is episode one of our money show where I'm going to be talking about educational things about money and also money current events. Replay gang, if you are watching through the replay, please feel free to comment in the comment section about any of the topics that we're talking about today. And also, please let me know if you guys can hear me because I've been doing a couple of tests and there was one episode, let's just say that y'all couldn't hear me. So, in today's topics, we're going to go over stock investment research. As y'all know, less than 6 months into dividend index fund investing. And I don't know a lot of the terminology. So that's why I decided to start this show. So the things that I have taught myself, I'm going to share. Then we're going to talk about Bitcoin because it is in a boom phase in less than 7 days. It started last Wednesday. And then we have some other announcements with the new president and stuff like that. And then I want to talk about Capital One. It is a bank that apparently decided not to deposit money into people's accounts when they got paid. And then I'm going to wrap it up about talking about giving yourself a raise and like what anybody has done this week or in the last couple of weeks, or maybe with the start of the new year, January 25, to give ourselves raises because we know these jobs are not doing that for us. So, like I said, Robinhood does not do the best job at explaining investment terms. So I looked up three for this show's purposes and for my own purposes. And the first one was the price earnings ratio. So if you go to Robinhood, which I will share my screen really quick. Am I logged in? Yeah. Present. So if you go to Robinhood and I go to the first part here, Disney, first stock that I have here listed. And you go down, has a bunch of terms right here that some of them I understood, some of them I didn't. But as far as the first thing, which was price earnings ratio, I didn't understand what that meant. So here for Disney, it says price earning ratio is 39.41. Okay, so what does that mean, Robinhood? And another thing about Robinhood is that in between the different stock listings that I have or index funds, it's not uniform how they display the terms that they want to display. So anyway, as far as what a price earnings ratio is, it compares stock prices to the company's yearly earnings and it indicates how valuable the stock is. And randomly, I watched a YouTube video today that said if a index fund or stock's price earnings ratio is 20, that means that me as the investor is willing to pay $20 for $1 of earning that company has. So if the PE ratio is 50, that means that it's really valuable to me as the investor, because for this other stock, I believe in this company so much, I'm willing to spend $50 for every dollar versus another one that's $20 for every dollar. So the higher the ratio, the more valuable it is. Hey, if you're in here, say hi. And it's a good comparative tool. You can compare PE ratios to the industry's PE ratio or to the index's PE ratio. So you have Dow Jones, right? Dow Jones has a PE ratio of 26. I looked that up earlier, right? So if we go to Disney, the PE ratio, I went down too much, is 39. So that is telling me that compared to the whole index of the Dow ratio, Disney is considered a little bit more valuable, right? But then if I go to my list, right, and I go to O, which is a REIT, its PE ratio is 51.97, which I was like, that's expensive. Then I did some more research, and what they say is that different industries may have different ranges of PE ratios. And particularly for REITs, theirs are more like 35 to 45. So this is 51. But other companies, like in the Dow, they may be a little bit lower. Or maybe there's a different type of industry like, I don't know, kid stuff or farming. They may have different PE ratios. So it's basically to kind of get a gauge on how valuable the investor thinks that the company is. The next term that I looked up was 30-day yield. And I just Googled this on Google or Google's AI, which is Gemini. And a 30-day yield gives an estimate of what can be expected to earn by earning this stock based on the company's last 30 days of business. When you look at these companies, like let's see, for Realty Income, they didn't have a 30-day yield, which is what I mean by saying that it's not very uniform when you go to a stocks profile. Let's go back to Disney. Do they have a 30-day yield? Which is why everything is so confusing, because I don't get it. Like, why isn't it uniform? 30-day yields. No, this one doesn't have a 30-day yield. So let's go to the third one. SPLG. Yes, this one had a 30-day yield, and it's saying it's 1.22. Now, what I don't understand is that 1.22%, or is that $1.22? I'm erring on, I think it's $1.22 is what they're telling me that. Oh, I didn't show it to you guys. My bad. $1.22 right here in the middle of the screen. What I think that is telling me is that it gives an estimate of what can be expected to earn by owning this stock. So if I own a stock in 30 days, I can expect to make about $1.22 off of it if I were to get paid out for it. And then the last term that I have is average volume. And average volume, according to Google and its AI Gemini, is the average number of a business's shares that are traded each day compared to a specific time. It measures trading activity. The higher the number, the higher demand. And when we go back to Robinhood, if we just start, okay, so this SPLG, for example, has 7.09 million. So I see that as like, that's how many shares that are out there available to that company. If I go to Disney, now remember that last one was million. This has 6.79 million. And then if I go to Realty Income, let's see. Realty Income has 5.05 million shares out there. So it just, again, it makes sense. It's supposed to help me as the investor see the average number of shares that are traded each day. And it's looking like all of these are into the millions. And I'm supposed to know from that the higher the number, the higher the demand. These companies are generally sought after more than others because they are trading millions worth of stock each day. Like, that's each day. So it measures the investor's interest in the stock. Hi guys, welcome. Thanks for coming by. Feel free to say hi in the comments. I'm gonna say hi too. And all right, so let's go to the next slide where I started asking myself, like, what is Bitcoin? I don't know what it is, and y'all know I don't like cryptocurrency, but I'm going to start investing starting in 2026. So I'm using this year to prepare myself. So I was interested in Bitcoin because I found out that it rallied to more than $100,000 last Wednesday. And apparently Bitcoin has a history of like going up and down. In the beginning, it was high, but I don't think it's ever been as high as $100,000. So according to Forbes, the suspected reasons, John C says, go Bitcoin. Okay. The inflation report was part of the reason they think that it went high, because it was good. And they're expecting inflation to not go out of control, which I don't know about that, because eggs are back to being expensive again. Also, the federal open market committee announced that they'll be increasing Fed rates in less than 2 years. I'm not really sure what that means. That kind of sounds like a different language, but okay, that's why that could possibly have increased the confidence in it, as well as Trump's presidency is thought to be a benefit to cryptocurrency because he is showing that he's pro cryptocurrency, right? Speaking of that, he announced on Friday that he started a meme coin, a meme coin, and I had to look that up. But on Friday, it started at $6.50. And then this Sunday, it was as high as $70. And after the inauguration yesterday, it is $40. Let's see. John C. says, yeah, it goes up and down. There should always be a better time to buy for Bitcoin since it's so high. Agreed. So yeah, now it's at $40, y'all. And the meme, I had to look up what a meme coin is. And it's saying that from my research, it's cryptocurrency. It's a type of cryptocurrency that's inspired by a meme or a trend. But regardless, cryptocurrency is unpredictable, volatile, and it's higher risk. I did find out today that he is setting up, he's appointing people to the SEC and in other positions to be concerned about cryptocurrency. And the SEC, I think, stands for Security and Exchange Committee, something like that. But there are people concerned that his closeness to the cryptocurrency might affect its success or its failure. So we'll see. This is all according to NPR. Yes, it's the Security and Exchange Commission. But now that we know that the SEC is involved, good news that I found out is that it's looking like it's going to be regulated more. And honestly, for me, that's all I need to start investing in it. If it's regulated like the stock market, I have no problem, right? What they're hoping to do is create more rules about it, allow the companies who do the cryptocurrency to register in like a uniform way. It's going to provide for disclosures. So, anytime you sign up for anything, like when you buy a new Apple computer or when you get your new phone, like they always have these things where they tell you your rights. And it's these things, we don't read them anyway, but those are legal things and those are important. And I would feel more comfortable if those were there, right? So hopefully with those things in measure, it'll be safer for us to invest, because a few slides ago, I did mention that it's volatile, right? And they also want to create involvement in other government organizations like the SEC that are in other countries and continents, like in Europe and in China and so forth, and kind of get involved with other similar international organizations. So I think that's cool. Wait. Did I? And then speaking of regulation, I don't know if y'all heard, but last week, if you were banking with Capital One and you had your direct deposit set up with them, you didn't get your money last week. Last Thursday is when it started, and people were saying that they didn't get their money Friday as well. And it affected at least 2,000 people. So that is scary, because I don't bank with Capital One, but who's to say that this can't happen? So I started looking into it to see if the bank is doing something shady or something else happened. And according to MSM, the culprit was a vendor in Jacksonville, Florida, that put the issue on a power outage. So that's who Capital One says is the reason why the deposits didn't show up on time. I haven't seen anything else since these articles that were done 3 to 4 days ago. And I'm also locked out of TikTok because I deleted it. I'm so sad. I'm hating from outside the club because I deleted it on Sunday and then it came back a few hours later. But hopefully it's resolved, but it's scary. And it just made me think about what happens if these banks one day just shut down. How do you get your money? I'd have to research that, but that's going to be utter chaos. And hopefully that doesn't happen. But yeah, something doesn't seem right. And could it be that they're just putting the blame on someone else to save their butts? I guess we'll never know because no one's complaining about it right now. And that's pretty much it, y'all. As far as like giving, I have a, let me see. I think the Trump coin went to 74. Yeah. I mean, I expect for it to go up and down, up and down. Okay, so you have it. Did you get your direct deposit, John, or no? I'm not the best typer, y'all. That's true. They do have, these banks all have stocks, so they have plenty of money in investment. I know, but will we get ours? Only time will tell. So I think this is my, okay, you got yours. Good. The last slide of the show, guys, is giving yourself a raise. And giving yourself a raise can be different things. It can be financial, physical, mental. When I say financial, is like actually using your money to make yourself money. Physically is like putting effort into your body so that the vessel that you have, which is your body, is able to be sustained. Because we talk about wealth, but health is the number one type of wealth we can ever have. And then mentally, I feel like that's like reading books. I'm trying to read more, so that's why I put that in there. For me, so John, did you have, you're the only person here today. I'm so glad that you are. John, did you give yourself a raise this week? For me, I brought index funds 2 out of 2 weeks of 2025. We've only had 2 weeks, and y'all know I'm trying to commit. So I have put the goal that I want, which is about $31 each week, $125 a month. And I did it. I stuck to it. And then I'm back on my exercise journey because it's the new year and why not? But it feels good because I have always been a proponent of taking care of yourself since I've been in college, since I was in college, and that's almost 20 years now. And other than my degree, I feel like college taught me how to exercise. So I'm glad I'm back on it because exercise really like helps with your mind, obviously your body, and I love doing it. So I'm trying to get more consistent on it this week. Let's see. John, do you have anything for me? Did you buy yourself, like buying multivitamins? What? I'm about to buy a new phone, so that's giving myself, and I'm choosing not to pick up shifts this week. I feel you on that. I am not picking up shifts either. There was one I could have picked up yesterday, but I was like, no, I'm going to choose to rest. So yeah, that is giving yourself a raise, especially if you can afford it, like, because that allows your body to chill. I agree. Thanks for answering. That's pretty much all I have for this week, guys. This was my first show. So thanks for stopping by to everybody that did. And I will see you guys next show, which I will send y'all like an advance announcement to know it's coming. Talk to you later. Bye.